Hey, everybody. Welcome to my video today, my chat, my live. I appreciate you all being here. It's going to be, I don't know, I think it's going to be too long, but I do want to give you guys an update on what's going on. Um, as you can tell from the title, um, I chose a special title today. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Real quick, Adams, Dawn, Elaine. So get this. Uh, Tracy, thank you all, and Shelly, Anna, thank you all for being here. Um, okay, so as you can tell from the title, it said dealing with PLS, um, Jehovah Rapha. I mean, I might have to go back and look at it. No, it's Jehovah Rapha is healing me. God answers God answered my prayers. Um, First of all, I'm not just into preaching or nothing about religion. I'm just going to share with you guys what happened and why I believe like I do. Because there's a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of emails lately. Actually, I should start off with this. I've been getting a lot of emails lately that are like, "Hey, you're in a hospital gown. Are you in a hospital bed? You at the hospital? What's wrong with you? Why can't you walk? You sick? Which it should be kind of obvious. There's a problem if they've been following my videos. But these are some new people. So I want to give a little bit of back history on. Oh, I thought Elaine was here. I'm sorry. Maybe I saw somebody else, Dawn. Yeah, she's right there. She said hello to you. So I want to give a little backstory to bring everybody up to speed on what happened. So I want to address those questions. Why am I in a hospital gown? Why am I in a hospital bed? I say I don't walk. I don't do this. I'm just saying, are you this and that? Because I get emails every day. Ask me the questions. So at least I know everybody's watching the videos and they're kind of wondering what's going on. So what happened back in 2005? I was working at Home Depot. I'm on the night crew where you do all the outside. My job was the outside garden area, and like setting up the lawnmowers, the barbecue grills, all that. Plus, once I got that done, I had to go and take care of outside garden in the back. So I had to do like all the bark, the chips, the stone, the bricks. I had to do all that stuff, and that was my job in the 8 or 9 hours that I worked there. And one day I was running through. I needed a piece from one of the barbecue grills, and I was running through the store, and I tripped, got my leg caught on some shrink wrap from a pallet that another guy was working on, and threw me up in the air, and I fell and landed hard. Drove the hats through my hand, or the part that I had through my hand, busted up my knee a little bit and all, and it was kind of swelling. So I kind of got hurt. And what happened was I started developing a flip flop and a limp. So as time went on, I ended up having to quit work because I couldn't walk, couldn't walk very well, couldn't stand, couldn't lift. And they sent me to a doctor and ended up being diagnosed in the beginning with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. So for those that don't know what ALS is, it's there's MS, PLS, and ALS. ALS will it's a motor neuron, and it eventually it kills you by you not being able to swallow, so you can't eat, and then breathing. You can't breathe on your own, and so you die. And that's what I was first diagnosed with. So what brings me to this title that I've got. I walked out of that neurologist's office, and this was in California, and I did what everybody does. I had a pity party, man. I got pissed off. I looked up at the heavens. I gave God the finger, and I told him where to go. And Mama Chelly was kind of upset. Well, I wouldn't say kind of. She was really upset, telling me I shouldn't talk like that. And I said, well, if you don't care about me after all these years, why should I care what he thinks? And that kind of weighed on me. So a couple weeks later, I had a come to Jesus moment, and what I did was took Mama Chelly's advice and asked God to forgive me. I didn't mean that. I repented and told him, whatever he wants from me, I'll do it. If he wants me dead now, I'll accept it. If he wants me to die in 3-5 years, I'll accept it. But I really want to dance at my great granddaughter's wedding. And then a couple of weeks after that, I get a phone call from the doctor saying he misdiagnosed me. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason. So anyway, he tells me that news. I thank God. And next thing I know, I get a call from a friend. She tells me she'd been praying and fasting and for me, and God told her that I wasn't going to die from this disease that I had because he had then diagnosed me with PLS, and that he had a ministry for me. And I asked her, "What's the ministry?" And she said God told her that I would ask that I'm supposed to find out. And so I really didn't think much of it. And then I got a call from another friend who said the same exact words as the first one said. They live in two different states. They didn't know each other, a thousand miles apart, and they didn't know each other. Said the same thing, and then the same reply. He'll ask you, don't tell him. He'll have to he'll have to learn it on his own. So the PLS, was what he came up with because of who he went through at UC Davis, which is a big hospital in California, medical hospital. You learn veterinarian, all kinds of stuff there, and it's all medical and farming and all kinds. It's a big university. And the MS researcher and the MS clinic doctor there, because they have clinic there at this university, said I didn't show signs of typical ALS or any of that. They questioned a few things on the MRI, and the first minor neurologist wasn't quite sure, so they said we don't think he has it. So the only diagnosis at the time was the PLS, primary lateral sclerosis. Same thing as ALS, except it takes years to kill you. Kills you the same way. Muscle atropines, the hands curl up. It's a motor neuron, and you end up not being able to swallow, not being able to breathe. So I had been living with this since 2006. That verdict, that what do you call it? The misdiagnosis, and then the prayers, and when two or more people give you a word like that, that tells me that God was from God. So I thought, I better pay attention. So I changed my life. I rededicated my life to Christ, and I started hearing things and feeling things in my soul. I would close my eyes and I could see me walking. I could see all this stuff, which brings me to another question that I get all the time. When I tell people I'm healed, they go, well, if you're healed, why aren't you walking? And that'll bring us right up to the good news. Now, I don't know what religion you are. It's none of my business. Not for me to say whose religion's right, whose religion's wrong, because it's not about religion. It's about a personal relationship with my Father, my Heavenly Father. It's not about whether I'm Baptist, Presbyterian, if you're Islamic, you're Buddhist, you're Hindu, that's your business, and I appreciate none of the anti-God comments and Christ comments, because it won't be tolerated in my chats or any of my comments, because this is my channel. Like, I wouldn't go to your channel and say anything like that. And I had a comment like that in one of my last videos, and I removed it, and it was Allah is all great and all that. And I'll tell you guys, I removed it and I blocked the individual. So, that's for your channel, your thing, not my channel, my thing. But the healing that I'm getting, God does heal instantly. I've seen people that had cancer that got healed instantly. I've seen documentaries and documented proof, teeth growing where there were no teeth, limbs growing. The evangelist Wigglesworth, God, I can't remember his first name. The one from the earlier, not the guy that's on TV now, but the original one. He even raised his wife from the dead, and that was documented. So God does those things, and he does them sometimes instantly, and he does them for a reason, for his purpose. In my case, he also heals over his time period. If he'd have given me the instant healing, I truly believe in my heart that I wouldn't be able to sit here and give you testimony over my life and what's happened to me, and how gracious God is, and how his grace rains down on me, and that all the glory of what's happened to me goes to him. Because then I would just blow it off. I would think, oh, well, hey, thanks, Lord. And then I go about my way. But see, I had strayed, so I came back to him. So here it is now, all these years. and I've fallen, and I got hurt to where I couldn't walk. And I had to have my daughter come out and get me and bring me back here to Texas because my Mama Chelly, it was hard for her to take care of me. And I had no idea what was going on. And I never complained about my situation, never complained about the pain, never complained about any of it. I figured, you know what, there's a reason because God uses everything for his purpose. God's a creator, and he doesn't create anything imperfect. What happens to us is in this created from the other smaller God, which is Satan. That's what he is. He's the earthly, little g, not big G. And so since he can't create, he takes advantage of things that happen and he makes that stuff work like that. So what happened was I come see this doctor, this new neurologist, and he's like, well, you know, we've had many advances in the last 5 years. And he said, if you'd have gone to a neurologist, you would have known this. And I was like, well, doc, you know, I didn't. It's, you know, my fault. It was all on me. So all this time, I'm like, okay, God, what's the next move here? I got this new guy. What's going on? So, you know, through the MRIs and through the EKGs or EMGs, and then he did the this blood test. Which, by the way, guys, I learned there is a new marker they can find in the blood for this rare form of MS or this new MS that they found. But mine showed negative. It should have showed positive. And he wanted to do a spinal tap. And I didn't want to do another spinal tap. I was like, man, doc, I've been through that, you know, and the kids are telling me and family and friends are telling me, hey, look, you've come this far. You've done all the other tests. You know, we'll just get it over with. And I'm like, man, I don't want nobody poking my spine no more. So I prayed and I asked God. I said, you know, you're my healer. You're my Jehovah Rapha, man. You're the one that heals me. Tell me what you want me to do. And I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. I didn't feel anything. I didn't sense anything in my heart and my spirit. I didn't. So I thought, well, you know, was I not listening? Was I not paying attention? Maybe he'll show me somewhere. And he waited. That's what I'm saying about he answers prayers and he does things in stages, because what happened when I went to this last appointment solidified my faith in that it's all on God's time. It's not my time. Because let's face it, guys, we're a society and a group of people that are so used to everything instantly. You want to buy something, you can go use, if it's not at the store, you can order it and have it delivered in 2 hours. I mean, that's almost instantly. You can order food and have it delivered to the house. You can order groceries, have it delivered to the house. You can go to big box retailers and order stuff and have it delivered 2 day, or you can do their special and get it in 2 hours. We're so used to everything being now that we forget that that's not God's time. That's not how his clock runs. You know, a blink of his eye could be 1,000 years. And everything is in his time. So I figure, you know what? Something's coming up and maybe he wants to teach me something, or for me to be able to share the news with everybody so that if they're going through, because let's face it, guys, the first people that joined my channel were those that I got emails from. They were disabled. Thank you for helping, showing me that I got value, that I'm a viable person. Just because I can't move, I can't do this, I can't sit up, I can't walk, I can't use a wheelchair, whatever it is. You know, I can still be somebody. I can still be something. And that's the message, man. And I know that that's the ministry that God gave me, was to show people that, man, I'm in a hospital bed. Come on, man. I'm in a freaking hospital bed. I just can't get up and go make me a PB&J sandwich. You know, I can't get up and go to use the John. I want to go shopping. I can't get up and say, hey, Angie, let's go thrifting. You know, somebody's got to pick me up, dress me, put me in a wheelchair, wheel me out to the car, pick me up, put me in the car, and then whenever we get to where we go. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? It's not like I can just get up and do it. So because of that, I've learned all those difficulties that people prior to me that have had a disability or have a disability. I understand, and not that I ever made fun of anybody with a disability. I never understood what they went through. And now I do, which gives me greater value to my life, I think, and allows me to share with you guys what I'm sharing. So back to the visit. So President's Day, we go through the whole hassle, getting pop ready, And out the door, when we go, the whole family goes to share the news. The only problem is Angie's the only one that came in to the room with the doc. Doc sits there. Dr. Namora is his name. Awesome neurologist, man. I got to give him kudos. This guy is awesome. He's very patient. He's kind. He's caring. He loves the person that he's treating. It's not treating the disease. He treats the person. And he's a good doctor, man. I love him with all my heart, man. And when we got wheeled into there, I was talking with the nurse, and we were talking about all kinds of things and diet and all to help, because I wanted to treat this like it was MS. Maybe it's diet, more, what do they call it, lean protein or true proteins, and more greens and fruits and things like that, and I was just, picking for information. And after that conversation, Doc comes, I'm sitting there with Angie, and we're talking about some stuff, and she's like, Dad, no matter what he tells you, if he tells you got to have the spinal tap, we're going through it. We're going to go through it. Maybe you can ask, maybe you can postpone it, but we're going to go through it. We've come this far. God didn't bring you this far to just, for you to go, I'm done, I quit, because I'm not a quitter. And yeah, Angie, you're right. The doc is to the point. And he does smile when he's joking. He does smile, so he's lighthearted in a lot of things. He's got a great bedside manner. So I told my daughter, I said, you're right, man. This is where God's got me. This is what I'm going to do. He knows what I need. Whatever he says, we're going to do it. And Doc comes in. He sits down. He says, how you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. He says, I went over your blood test, didn't see the marker. Which, by the way, guys, that blood test was $17,000 for two or three. I don't know, Sissy, do you remember? Well, you were in the room. Was it 2 or 3 vials of blood? They took little glass tubes of blood. It was like the bill showed $17,000. Thank God for Medicare and something. The TRICARE didn't pick it up, but Medicare picked up a lot, and then something in the state stepped in here in Texas and picked it up. So my share, my copay, my share was only $394. So thank you, Lord. He finds a way to always make sure that you're taken care of and that things are paid. And Passion for Pets, that's right. That's insane. But that's the way the medical industry is nowadays, So I told him, I said, Doc, that test was $17,000. His eyes were even big. He said, I didn't know they were. I said, yeah, that's how much it was. He said, how much did you have to pay? So I told him the $394, and he said, well, that's a good thing. So he goes, I didn't see it in the blood test, but that MRI, I just can't get it. It's just looming at me. And I'm like, what's looming at you? He said, well, your EMG, you showed response and you didn't show any neuropathy. And he says, in that MRI, he says, ALS, PLS is all mostly in the brain. And your brain looks like a young, healthy brain. He said, no platelets, no shadows, no injuries, no scarring, none of that stuff. He said, in your lumbar section is fine too. He said, it's your thoracic to up to the base of your cervical. And I said, so what are you saying? He said, well, I believe you have what we call MS of the spine. I said, MS of the spine, isn't that just MS? And he goes, sclerosis? And he goes, no, it's MS of the spine. He says, what's happening is your spine's got a twist and it's so bad that it's damaged your spinal cord. So it's taken the little coating that goes around the nerve, the spinal cord. There's like a coating. It's like if you looked at the wiring on your car, and you see like a red wire, blue wire, yellow wire. Well, it's like when you go to strip that wire, instead of it stripping it all the way, it's like in spots it's stripped. Like if you were going to join a couple wires in different places and solder them together. So it's open, so it cuts the signal. And I said, okay, are we sure that we got that? He says, I can't help it, but I really believe this is what you've got. He said, and that's the diagnosis I'm going with. And I said, okay, so where do we go from there? He said, well, first, he said, I want to set you up with a referral to a specialist that I personally know. He said, we love this guy. We finally got him here. Everybody from the world comes to him, and we finally have him in Texas. So I said, how far do I got to travel to see this guy? He said, he's at Baylor University in downtown Houston. This guy's at Baylor University there at the medical portion. So I didn't even know that Baylor was like UC Davis. They have a medical thing. So I said, cool. So I said, well, what happens from there? He said, well, if he concurs with me, which I think he will, that you have MS of the spine, he said, we can stop the progression. I can't cure you, but we can stop the progression with 2 infusions a year. And I said, 2 infusions? He said, yeah, hook up an IV, 2 infusions of the treatment twice a year, and this is as far as it'll progress. And I said, so what's my norm, doc? He said, your norm now, Mike, is I don't want you to get your hopes up, you know, that because he said, I don't believe you're going to walk ever again. I don't believe you're going to walk. I don't believe you're going to stand, be able to stand. This is your norm. How you see yourself in this wheelchair right now talking to me, and how it happens for you at home, that's your normal. That's the normal Mike now. And you need to accept that. And I said, well, I got no problem with that. That's where God wants me. That's where God wants me, man. I mean, it might drive my daughter crazy because, I mean, she's my caregiver now. So she sees me 24/7, and I try to make it easy on her. And we kind of laughed a little bit. And I said, so Doc, is this going to kill me? And he's like, nope. He said, you'll probably more likely grow old and die with it. It's not going to kill you. So I said, so I'm not going to go through the suffering of the no swallowing, the breathing. No. He said, I want you to go and do the things you want to do. I want you to get out of the house. I want you to have a good time. I want you to spend time with your family. You can do all the things you've been doing now. It's just that you're not going to be able to walk or stand. And I said, well, should I stop trying to stand and walk, or change my diet, or some of the treatments I've been trying? He said, no. I don't want you to stop any of that. I want you to keep doing that. So the news is they believe it's MS of the spine, which to me is like a reprieve. It's like, what do they call it? A stay of execution. Like getting a call from the governor and you're being pardoned. And God is good, man. All glory goes to him. He's taken me this far in this journey all these years. I have no idea what the end is going to be, but I know it's going to be great. I know that in some way I'm going to touch people's lives that have a situation similar to mine or close to. I know that there's a reason why my healing has taken this long in this progression. One was to bring me back to him. The injury was to bring me back to him because I had strayed. I was not a very nice person. Guys, Angie will testify to that. I was a mean SOB, and I treated people terribly, bad. And I drank a lot. I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done. And God brought me back. I mean, it's like I accepted Christ when I was a teenager. Then I got married. And when I got into military, life kind of changed. And I backslid. And I fell away. And he used this injury for his purpose. Like he uses, like people go, well, God, why would God give you? God didn't give me this. That's life. It happened. Like, why does God give a child cancer? That's life. It happens. God does, but he will use it. If you want to understand how God uses things, read the book, The Shack. The movie does it no justice, but the book. Read the book, The Shack. I read it in one day. It's a good read. It'll give you a perspective on when you need God, where he's at, and how, and that's just me. Okay. If not for reading a book purely for entertainment, that's fine. Like I say, I'm not here to thump you on the head with a Bible. I'm not here to tell you all going to burn in hell and all that stuff. I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't do that. I try to do it by example of life for what I'm doing. I try to shine God's light from me out to everyone. Hey, sometimes I fall short. Sometimes I get stupid. We're all human, Thank God that, Christ took care of all that shame for me, by dying on the cross for me. So I don't have to worry about that. I can just spend more time with my friends and my family. And now he's giving me a chance to halt this disease, stop it right where it's at, no more progression. Oh, and I even asked the doc, I said, hey, doc, can you give me a prescription for one of them, the chair with the little thing so I can zip outside and me and Lily can go yard selling and stuff? And he says, yeah, go check out Hoveround. And I said, well, if I need a prescription, yeah, I'll give you a prescription. I said, for a van too? He said, yeah, even for a van. Nobody has to pick me up. So I went, oh, here's a good bit of news for you guys. If you can't get around and you need a chair, I went and checked Hoveround. You can get it through Medicare. They'll pay it, but you need a doctor's prescription. So you can get one for free. According to what I read on the thing, I got to call them. You can get it for free with a doctor's prescription, or you can buy one of their chairs for like $3,000. But the one that the Medicare, I don't know why it's 8,000, but it looks like it's heavy duty, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, I'm going to get that and I'm going to get out there. And I still see this vision someday of me standing in a room of people that know me but that aren't close to God, and it gives them salvation and brings them to Him. I think He's going to use me for like that. I mean, I've honestly seen that. I've had that dream constantly, constantly. And so I don't know if that's what's going to happen next. And, you know, I can't help it, guys. I'm not going to keep this much longer because I know, you know, Dia's got an auction coming up. She's calling an auction for me today. She's going to be calling for Deb's Treasures. So I don't want to, that's at 4, it's in an hour. But I just wanted to make sure all my friends and family and those that have been following me for a while here, that have been with me since 2016, you know, to the ones that have sent me emails, you know, always wishing me the best and wanting to know what's going on, you know, that's it, man. I got MS according to them. I got MS of the spine. There's, they can't give me a surgery and fix it, but they can give me 2 infusions a year. And I'm supposing that's every year I need that. But he said 2 infusions. He said a year. He didn't say don't stop the other stuff. And I do want to tell you guys too, for those of you thinking of doing CBD oil, if you have the pain like that I have physically, or from the nerves, or you have severe pain like from cancer or those types of things, you're going to need to get a stronger CBD oil than the ones that you can buy. Like you could check out Charlotte's Web. I went there. They've got one that's 83 milligrams. And then you could go to CBD Distillery. I'll add the links in the chat afterwards or in the comments or the description, excuse me. They've got one that's 5,000 milligrams. I had to end up having a special one made from a company that's 25,000 milligrams. And it's so thick, it's not 2 drops or 3 drops under the tongue. It's 1 drop on my finger and I rub it on my gums. That's how strong and potent this stuff is. So, and they do a roll on that's pretty nice. But I would say if you got just regular like anxiety or tension, or you want to knock the edge off, I'd go with Charlotte's Web or CBD Distillery. And like I say, I will put their links. They're my link, so that if I want, you know, I get I don't get cash. I get like credit to buy, you know, like the rub-ons and some other stuff. So I'll let you know right now, disclaimer, that's an affiliate links that'll go down in there. Just check them out, you know, do your research and read it. And like I asked the neurologist, I said, can I use the CBD? He never said no. He always says like, I don't know if it's going to help you, but he never said no. So I kind of got to catch how he talks, you know, to understand what he's saying. So I want to thank you all for being here. You know, I'm blessed by all of you, you know. I don't know what to say, you know. I mean, I haven't been watching the chat. Is there anybody got any questions for me or anything? I mean, I know it went kind of long, and I told you my little story. All right, do it DIY granddad. You have a good one. Oh, hey, how are you? Just dropping in. Well, ripping time fitness. You missed it, but I'll just give you the short version. Doc says I have MS of the spine. They can halt the progression with 2 infusions a year. They're sending me to a specialist at Baylor to verify it. So I don't have the PLS according to him. So there won't be that dying like I would if I'd had ALS. So that's the good news, you know. And that's what's happening. So is there any other questions for you guys? I appreciate that, Mandy. You know, and let's see, there are some people that came in here. I want to make sure I say hi to them. That's Mandy. That was Do It Yourself Granddad, Rippin' Fitness, Time Fitness, Passion for Pets. Kim's here, and I see you're a big. Oh, you got the fibro. You know, the stuff that I was using worked in the beginning works great for that. And you got go check the story out at Charlotte's Web, how that came about. It was for a little girl that had seizures like every 10 minutes, could never go to school. She had seizures from when she was a baby. And her dad's like, this is enough. You know, this, I need my daughter to be normal. And he can't got with the people. And the two companies are in Colorado, and everything is triple blind tested or whatever. And it's all lab tested. And yeah, Dia, I think I will be healed one day in the all the way in the body. But if not, I will. I will when I get to heaven. I just hope there's a Whataburger up there or a Cane's. You know, that'd be cool. Hey, Jeremy, I'm glad to see you here. Just gonna run through the list, guys. Dia's here. Francis, thank you for coming. Elaine, thank you for coming. Tracy and David, M, the car boot picker, my brother from another mother. Love you. Dave Sports Quest, that's my nephew, guys. Go check out his channel. He does like he talks about whatever sports events have happened. It's really cool. Deb's Treasures here. NASCAR man 3345. You know, guys, he's pretty cool too, man. You need to go check out his channel. We're winding this down, so I'm gonna just go ahead and give a few shout outs, you know. Go check out his channel. He's a collector, you know. And if you guys want to know how to do that, just click the little 3 dots to the right of their name, and then go to channel. Check them out, man. You know, I mean, I've been given a new life. If you think about it, I'm going to be checking out all kinds of stuff, man. Cooking channels, more Bigfoot, more paranormal, more UFO stuff. I mean, I love it. You know, let's get outside our box. And I think I saw Anita, Jewelry Nurse, Texas Valerie's in here, Etc. Emporium. Yeah, there's Anita, Carly Q. Man, I don't know if Dawn. I don't know if I missed anybody. Like I said, I don't want to go too long because the auction. I want everybody to have a chance to go get a drink or your sandwich or something, you know. But Finley River Kennel, welcome, and Gale Resources. Gale's from Citrus Heights. Hey, I used to live in Citrus Heights, off Fair Oaks Boulevard. You take it all the way up to Greenback, and then take a right. You're right there at Sunrise Mall. So that's good to see that there's a fellow Citrus Heights person here. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all, man. And I want you to know that God's with you all the way. He's not leaving you. When you think you're walking by yourself, or in my case, rolling around by yourself, he's right there, man. He's either pushing my wheelchair or he's sitting in here in the room with me. He's watching everything I do. He's always with me. You know, that's the beauty of him being omnipresent. He can be everywhere to everyone at all times. And your blocks from the mall, cool, man, Gail. And he's always there. Remember, he's when they say Jehovah Rapha, that means is healing. He's the healer. He's your healer, you know. And like I say, whatever you believe, that's for you. For me, I know that by Christ's stripes, I am healed. And he bore that for me. And that's how I look at it. And because of that, I'm going to ask God right now. I'm going to ask him to touch every one of you, whether you've got an infirmity or pain, or you're suffering, whether it's physical, you know, emotional, financially, you want to bring a child back to you that's straying, whatever it is. I ask that God touches each and every one of you, touches their hearts, touches your souls, lets you know. You hear that voice in your head, I'm with you, and I love you, because you know what? He's Abba. He's Papa. To me, that's who he is. And I'm going to ask him to give you what he gives me every day, and that's his grace. And just remember, when those good things happen like that, all glory should go to him, because it's him that's giving it to you, because he wants you to have everything that I have. So I'm going to ask him to do that for you guys. I'm going to ask, instead of just saying to bless you, I'm going to ask him to do it in Jesus' name, that he does it for you. And with that said, I appreciate you all being here. Go get yourself something to finish off the afternoon with, and make sure you go over to Immortal Hourglass's channel at 4 o'clock. Dia, you want to put your channel in there before we blow out of here? Hey, Adam, and make sure you guys go over there, because she's going to be calling an auction for me for Deb's treasures. So let's support Deb's treasures and Dia. And then I'll see you guys in the next video, which is going to be Chewing the Fat tomorrow. I am going to be interviewing Vicky Porter, and I'm looking forward to that. We've all seen Vicky do auctions on Sunday with Cindy Jewelry Nurse, and I think they were on MSP a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to be interviewing her tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you later. God bless. Bye-bye.